Hey YouTube, this is Ada coming in to do a video on iron deficiency and my experience with iron deficiency. First of all, I'm gonna show you guys what I use. This is Hemaplex, and this is one of the things that I used when I was trying to get my iron levels up. And what happened, this video probably is primarily for women. But what happened, I was having really, really heavy cycles. Um, when I say heavy, I mean clots, um, just pouring, for lack of a better word, but it was bad. And what was happening is I was going like a few months without having a cycle. And then when I had a cycle, it was really bad. And, I really didn't know that I was iron deficient, I'm sorry. But what I did notice, I had like cracks in the corner of my mouth, and my skin sometimes was looking pale. And, because I was eating right for a good period of time, I believe it took me a long time, to get to that point. And then I got to the point where I wasn't eating so good. And I think that's when it really started to affect, my health. I was feeling real lethargic, just didn't feel like getting up, out the chair, just felt like I just could make it, no energy at all. And what really got me to move into, try and find out what was wrong was I started having like heart palpitations, and, they were strong. And I'm like, oh my Lord. So I ended up going to the emergency room, and of course they did like the EKG and all that, and they said, well, there was nothing wrong. And so I ended up, seeing a cardiologist, I'm sorry, and he ended up diagnosing me with he just said it was anxiety. But anyway, long story short, I went to the emergency room on one particular occasion, and they did tell me my hemoglobin was low. And the doctor said that, I probably could get an iron infusion, but I really needed to find out what was causing it. Well, I kind of already knew, because I knew the heavy cycles that I had been having for months. I mean, it would stay out for a couple of months, but then when it came, it would come on with a vengeance. So needless to say, with that information, I was given a prescription. And so I wanted something more natural. So I went and got Hemaplex. And I was already taking like the blackstrap molasses or whatever, but I don't think at that point, you know, it was enough, which I don't know, because I know blackstrap molasses in the past have done me real good. But this particular form of iron have vitamin C in it. It have the vitamin B12, the methylcobalamin, the good kind, the kind that your body absorb. It have the folic acid in it, the methylfolate, and the vitamin E. It have numerous vitamins. It don't just have the iron, but it have all the vitamins and minerals that your body needs to absorb the iron. So that's what makes this one such a good vitamin, iron supplement, I mean. And now I'm not sponsored by this company, but it just because it's such a good product, that's why, I'm telling you guys, how it helped me. And what I did when I went to the health food store, I was telling, the person at the health food store what was going on, and they recommended this one. So I started taking this one, and there's also another one that I was taking that's a liquid iron called Floridex, and I have that in the refrigerator. It's good too. So if you want to get your iron levels up quick, a good way is to do the Hemaplex or do the Floridex. Um, but anyway, long story short, I went back to the emergency room a couple of months later, and actually my iron had come up. So the issues that I was really dealing with that caused me to go was the heart palpitation. Then I was having some digestive issues, and I had all kind of tests ran for that. But mainly, dealing with low iron can cause so many different things in the body. It affects your heart, it can affect your digestion, it can affect so many different things being iron deficient. And what I did, I started taking the Hemoplex and the Floridex. I would take them interchangeably to get my iron up. And of course, when my iron came up, of course, I had more energy. And, there was some other things going on with my vitamin D and B12, because it seems that all those things just kind of work together in the body. And if one or two low, it affects something else. So what I did, I just started a whole regimen of vitamins and minerals, which I had done in the past, but I had kind of gotten away from my healthy eating and doing the things that I normally do to keep all that stuff up. So getting back to the iron deficiency, now some of these I experienced. The fatigue. He said general fatigue. I was just done. I just didn't want to move because I was so tired. I didn't have the energy. I had weakness, and then I had shortness of breath, dizziness. I didn't have any cravings for ice or anything like that. I had a tingling in my legs and feet and arms, where your body's not getting enough oxygen because it don't have enough iron. Uh, Tongue swelling and soreness. Now my tongue did feel like it was big, you know. Had the cold hands and feet, the irregular heartbeat, and brittle nails, and I did have a headache. And now it take a while, for your iron levels to restore themselves. It could take as long as a year. And so, I'm still working on getting my iron levels optimum. And, I can say this now, when you go to get your iron levels checked, now it may say normal, but your iron could actually be on the low end of normal. It could not be normal for you, is what I'm trying to say, because when they do the testing range, certain laboratories, it's a broad spectrum from normal to optimum. And so you may fall in the low normal and be having symptoms. And the physician may think you're okay. So you may want to, actually find out what your numbers are and what the range is if you're experiencing these symptoms. And the other thing is, um, it can cause so many different things, and you'll be clueless to what's going on. And I went back and forth to the doctor trying to find out what was going on with all these issues. And I was told, nothing's wrong with you, you're okay. In fact, I was given an antidepressant to take, and just on and on and on. And which, if you're not feeling well and you got health issues, that might cause a little anxiety, you know. So what, like I say, when you go to get your iron levels checked, find out what the reference range are. Do your own research, be your own advocate, because you know your body better than anybody else. And like I say, I'm not a healthcare provider, I'm not a nutritionist or a doctor. I can only tell you what I did to help me and show you what I did. So if you're experiencing heavy cycles or anything that may be causing you to lose iron, uh, you know, causing you to lose iron, you have to go get checked to see what it is. I kind of already knew, and they did do some other tests that there was nothing. Because I felt like, I thought because of the stomach issue, I'm like, well, maybe it's an ulcer, not knowing that low iron can cause issues with digestions too. And then it take a while for the body to repair itself. So guys, be your own advocate. And sometimes they may have concerns that there may be something else going on in the body, if you do have a low iron count. But just be proactive, because you can't feel better if your iron is low. And it take a while to correct, and they will give you like iron pills and things like that to take. And a lot of times what they give over the counter is very constipating. But these, they're not. um, they are mild and gentle. And like I say, they got so many other cofactors in them that work synergistically with the iron, uh, with like your vitamin C, your B12, your folate, everything your body needs, so it can begin to rebuild and repair itself. So guys, if this video has been helpful, like, share, and subscribe. And you know just understand that iron deficiency can present in so many different ways. It can even present as depression because you're not getting enough oxygen to your brain. It can present as anxiety. So that's all I have for now. This is Ada. Thank you for tuning in. And like I say, if you feel it's been helpful to you, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.